Hello drama lovers, welcome back to K-pop world. Have you ever loved someone, but had to choose to walk away? Not because the feelings were gone, but because they were too deep, too complicated to be explained, too profound to be simplified by saying, I love you. That's what happened between Shu Kai and Tan Songyun, two big names in Chinese drama, a pair that looked perfect together, but apparently, they went through the most silent phase of their relationship. That's how long they spent in silence. No contact, no clarity, no certainty whether anything could still be saved. And today, we'll uncover their story. Not just about love, but about doubt, fear, and the courage to start over. This story didn't start with a love confession. Shu Kai and Tan Songyun met while working on a drama. Like many celebrity couples, their chemistry started on screen. But what made their bond different was what happened off screen. No grand gestures, no public displays of affection. But slowly, people began noticing something different in the way Shu Kai looked at Songyun. In how Songyun would wait for Shu Kai to finish filming, just to say, thank you for working hard. From the outside, they looked like co-workers. But to the keen eye, was love quietly growing. There was never a formal announcement. Shu Kai never mentioned Songyun in interviews. Songyun never dropped hints on social media. But behind all that, they were protecting each other, supporting each other. One staff member from the drama once said that Songyun brought warm meals to the set just to make sure Shu Kai was eating well during hectic filming days. Small acts of kindness sometimes become the biggest reasons why someone falls in love. But like many stories, their love wasn't without challenges. Everything changed overnight. Shu Kai, who usually texted regularly, suddenly disappeared. No messages, no explanation, no reason. The first day, Songyun thought he was just busy. By day 3, she began to worry. By day 7, she stayed too long at her phone. And by the first month, she started accepting the possibility that maybe this was the end of something that never even got a proper name. 3 months, over 30 quiet nights, no communication. Fans started noticing. Some realized that Shu Kai and Songyun were no longer seen attending events together. A silence too obvious to be a coincidence. And that silence wasn't without meaning. In a recent interview, Shu Kai revealed something. He didn't name anyone, but it was enough for fans to start connecting the dots. He said, sometimes, to protect someone, you have to be willing to lose them first. That sentence wasn't just touching. It reopened wounds that had long been buried. According to a source close to Shu Kai's management, he was at a major turning point in his career at that time. International drama offers, huge endorsements, and pressure from management to maintain a clean, scandal-free image. And love wasn't part of the plan. His manager even advised him to distance himself from anyone who could be a distraction. And so, the choice was made. Shu Kai chose to walk away, not because he stopped loving, but because he believed staying might ruin everything. While Shu Kai distanced himself, Songyun stayed right where she was. She never spoke about Shu Kai to anyone. No indirect posts. No cryptic quotes. But those close to her knew she was hurting. One of her makeup artists once said, she never cries in public, but she became quiet. And a quiet Songyun is a Songyun holding back a lot. She declined several variety show invites. She even delayed a new project. Fans thought she was just tired. But in truth, she was waiting for someone who might never return. They met again, not because of a plan. An award show brought them into the same elevator. No cameras, no script, just the two of them. After 3 months of silence. According to a witness, Shu Kai looked stunned. Songyun just looked down. No hug, no tears. But when the elevator door closed, time stopped. The next morning, Shu Kai sent a message. If you're still waiting, I'd like to talk. And just like that, everything started again. That meeting opened a door long shut. Shukai apologized, not just for walking away, but for not explaining. He admitted he was afraid of losing focus, afraid of failing at both love and career, but more than anything, afraid of hurting Tan Songyun with his chaotic life. Songyun listened. No interruptions, no tears, and when Shukai finally finished speaking, she simply said, "I don't need reasons, only honesty." They didn't jump straight back into romance. No flowery promises, but for the first time, they agreed to walk forward again. Slowly, with more truth. Getting back together didn't mean making it public, but sharp-eyed fans could tell. Shukai and Tan Songyun wore matching accessories. Songyun once said she was learning to understand someone who's learning to fix himself. Shukai no longer talked about being an actor who must stay alone. The signs were small, but enough to stir fans' hearts. They knew this wasn't coincidence. Fans didn't need an official statement. Just the way Shukai looked at Songyun backstage. The way Songyun mentioned someone in her award speech. That was enough. On social media, comments poured in. They don't need to admit it. Love like this is felt. If they are back together, I hope they won't have to hide anymore. Thank you for coming back, even if through silence. Like the most beautiful dramas, their love lived not through words, but through the courage to retain after being apart. Sometimes, we need to lose someone to understand what it means to have them. Shukai and Tan Songyun may not be perfect, but they show us that real love doesn't have to be loud. It can grow in silence, endure through distance, and heal slowly. They chose to walk away once, but they also chose to come back. And that matters more than anything. What do you think? Can relationships that went through a silent break like this last longer than the ones always in the spotlight? Did Shukai make the right decision by walking away first? Or should he have just been honest from the beginning? Share your thoughts in the comments. And as always, we'll keep watching for updates about Shukai and Tan Songyun. So don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and see you in the next update. Thank you for watching. Until next time, drama lovers. Only on K-Pop World.